Hello all, Rick here, and I am super excited from what the Star Trek Season 3 trailer revealed to us over the New York Comic Con. So let's take a look at that and break down what I think we can glean, as well as taking a look at the new old friend unveiled in the shots, the new, in quotes, Enterprise NCC-1701-F. But first up, there is a lot in the trailer that ties into the teaser that came out a while before, with the unveiling of the USS Titan A as a new class of Constitution ship with Commander 7 of 9 aboard it. It looks like that ship is the initial one that Picard uses to search for Beverly Crusher after he receives the distress signal she sent in the teaser. We get these lovely shots of the Titan A in a debris field, likely the remains left from the attack we witnessed in the teaser trailer on the vessel that was carrying Beverly Crusher. And this attack may simply have been to lure Picard away from Starfleet with a personal attack on someone he cares for, judging by the expected nature of the second ambush that occurs and the line that Picard turned up on time. It appears that these assailants are in a vessel led by a very unhinged captain, with red gloves and a scar, known as Vadik, and whatever issue she has with Picard, it seems to be a personal one, as she cites revenge as a factor. It looks like the attackers, on a vessel called the Shrike, approach from behind in the same fashion as they took out Beverly's ship. From the later scenes with Seven and her phaser, I assume we're going to see the Titan boarded just as Crusher's ship was, but it appears the good doctor escaped pursuit and has hidden in cryosleep, where she is recovered. Amid the familiar faces returning, we have Worf, Riker, Troy, and LaForge. Ambassador Worf, I assume he's still an ambassador, now preaches a non-violent approach as preference, which gave me a chuckle, although it seems he will still fight defensively. Riker is still wearing captain's pips, so he is still active since his reactivation in 2399. And Commodore LaForge is still very much living the Starfleet life, considering he is in full and current uniform when approached by Picard. Also, we have an Ensign LaForge as the helm officer. Additionally, we see a free cloud-looking planet, although that's hard to tell, but the La Sirena is present there, so I assume Seven has her command, and Rios is no longer present, so that ship fell to Raffi. At some point, the crew does seem to assemble on board it, as we see both Worf and Troy in shots aboard the vessel. We also see the attack on Federation embassies, or compound again, highlighting that this might be a case of extremes if Picard is the only target, or perhaps a coordinated strike on the Federation as a whole. We also see the return of Moriarty and Lore, both, which is sure to be something. My big questions are basically whose side is Moriarty on here, because he is rational and sane, although dangerous, but he was effectively left as an unwitting captive inside a holographic prison last we saw of him, and Lore emerges in full uniform but with flesh-coloured skin and blue eyes. My assumption is that both of these are in golem bodies, and that perhaps, just perhaps, there was no Alton Inigo Soong at all, or that Lore was recreated and uploaded to a golem from Alton, and has been impersonating him? Just a theory, but it could be. After all, Maddox was desperate to continue his AI work after the ban on synthetic life, and B4's mind was too rudimentary to survive. He could have taken Lore's mind and continued to work on it in secret at Coppelius, restoring the insane android. Over time, it seems likely that the Moriarty program would have ended up at the Daystrom Institute, considering their facility for storing artificial intelligences. A golem built for the Holo program, who was then downloaded into it? Or maybe I'm looking too much into this, and both Lore and Moriarty are holograms still. The big reveal, for me, was the unveiling and canonisation of the USS Enterprise NCC-1701-F, the Odyssey class. Now, this vessel was first created as a concept by Adam Isle to design the next Enterprise for Star Trek Online, and then the design was refined into the Odyssey class cruiser. I intend to do a breakdown of this class of starship soon, so look out for that. And if you want to see the lore related to the ship in the online game, I have created a video for that too, bearing in mind that that video pertains only to the video game that introduced it. We have seen the Odyssey make its way into the soft canon through the comics around Picard, which introduced the USS Verity, with the registry number of the prototype of the class in 2382, the ship that Picard commanded during the Romulan evacuation efforts, but now we have an Enterprise of that line. The new lore has the vessel launched 9 years earlier than its initial debut, and if I had to speculate, the new Enterprise was being launched from the San Francisco Fleet Yards over Earth and doing a flyby of the Earth space dock for its launch ceremony. This would explain the fireworks and the presence of such a large conglomeration of previous Enterprise staff, like Riker and Picard. They are there as guests, in the same way as tradition saw Kirk on the Enterprise B or McCoy on the launch of the D. Unfortunately, I do believe this means we will not get to see the ship for much beyond, with the Titan taking most of the spotlight. But now we know it is out there. As for the Enterprise E, well, we know from the books that it was under the command of Captain Worf for some time, from 2381 at least, but eventually, I would guess, the Enterprise E was decommissioned, with the design for its replacement class well underway. I hope so, because that would make it the first Enterprise to reach retirement since the Enterprise A. Suffice to say, I am stoked to see the design in all her glory, and have been privately hoping that this would be the ship they canonised next, considering its popularity and as a favourite design of mine for a long time. The series starts streaming on the 16th of February, and I'm looking forward to it right now, even though the last two meandered something fierce, let's say, towards their middle and end. And nevertheless, I'll of course be checking this out when it comes out, and until then, I've been Rick, and I'll see you later for a new video, in most likely the origin of the Odyssey class in universe. And until then, thanks again, and goodbye.